I was once happy and carefree and young, and I lived in a place called the Valley of Vung. And nothing, not anything, ever went wrong. Until, well, one day, I was happily skipping along, singing a little happy song. When you're smiling, oh, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, oh, when you're laughing, the whole world laughs with you too. Well, I guess I got careless. I guess I got gawking at delicious daisies, yum, and not looking where I was rightly walking. And that's how it started. Sock, oh, what a shock! I stopped my big toe on a very hard rock, and I flew through the air, and I went for a sail, and I sprained the main bone in the tip of my tail. Ow. Now, I never had troubles before. So I said to myself, I really don't want any more. If I watch out for rocks with my eyes straight ahead, I'll stay out of trouble forever, I said. But watching ahead, well, it just didn't work. I was watching those rocks when I felt a hard jerk. Very fresh, green-headed quilliquan quails surreptitiously sneaked up from behind and went after my dear bruised tail. Ouch! And I learned there are troubles more than one kind. Some come from the head, and some come from behind. So I said, now I have to start to be twice as careful, be like twice as smart. Now, I know, I watch out for troubles in back and front sections by aiming my eyeballs in opposite directions. I found this to be a most difficult stunt, but now I was safe both behind and in front. Then, new troubles came from above and below. A scritch on my neck and a scrick at my toe. And now, I was really in trouble, you know. The rocks, the quail, the scritch and the scrick. I had so many troubles why I just couldn't clearly think. There I was, all completely surrounded by trouble, when a polite chap rumbled up on a one-wheeler wobble. He said, young fellow, what has happened to you has happened to me and to many other folks too. So I'll tell you what I decided to do. I'm off to the city of Solosaloo, on the banks of the beautiful river where, but there never any troubles, at least very few. It's not very far, and my camel is strong, he'll get there fast, it's true. So hop on, come along. Alright then, nice one. Cheers, mate. I jumped up behind him. Then all through that day, that wonky wobble wobbled along in a wonky way. The road got more bumpy, more rocky, more tricky. But at midnight, I tell you, my stomach felt right proper like icky. So I said, oi, mister, when do we get to that wonderful town? Are we almost there yet? He said, young fellow, don't get such a stew. At sunrise we'll drive into Solosaloo, I promise, I do, it's true. Now which way, I say, which holy way? But when dawn finally came and the darkness got light, that wonderful city was like nowhere in sight. Instead of the city, we ran into more trouble. Our strong camel was sick and he started to bubble. We had to put him in the one-wheeler wobble. So there we were in a dreadful position. Camel now needed a camel physician. Now, doctors for camels are not often seen, especially on mountains. They're very few and very far between. But undaunted, we set out to find some doctor whilst dragging our poor sick camel behind. We pulled and we pulled harder and harder and more. We pulled. The next thing I knew, I alone was pulling the poor sick camel, and I alone was pulling the not so polite wobble chap too. Now really, I said, it's not unfair. But he said, Don't you fancy? I'm doing my show. This is called teamwork. I furnish the brains, you furnish the muscles, the aches and the pains. I pick the best roads, tell you just where to go, and we'll find a doctor more quickly, you know. It's true. Then he sat and he worked with his brain and his tongue. And he bossed me around just because I was young. He told me, go left. Then he told me, go right. And that's what he told me all day and all flipping night. The next day, thankfully, we located a Dr. Sam Schnell, who knew all about tonsils and camels as well. Our camel, he said, has a very bad case of bleed and should lie totally flat in bed for at least 20 whole weeks. I was tired. How I wanted to crawl into that comfortable camel's bed. But the wobble chap, he sent me away.
Hey, so we got into the 11 as well.
He said, what did he say? I'll leave that for another moment.